Hey, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. Hope you're all doing well. Hope everyone's having a great day. I told you I'm going to be here for a while. I'm currently in Paris on business. I'm now in the Opera District. It's a quite pretty area. Just a couple of things that I think we need to talk about, especially as we continue forward over the next couple of years, especially in this market. You really gotta understand that no one else is going to actually help you. I'm going to give you some little words of advice just from things that I've learned having been on this earth. Some of it will annoy you, some of it will shock you, some of it is going to make you a little angry. I'm not really sure. No one else is going to help you. That was something I think that, I don't want to say hurt me, that it took me a little while to learn. I grew up in a world where I was told that friends and family and all these other things would be around me all the time. There would always be some level of support that I would always be able to look to. And it's not true. A lot of times if you've heard me say no one else is going to help you, it's because it's true. No one else is going to make you rich. No one else is going to make you happy. No one else is going to fulfill the thing that you are trying to actually achieve. If you are trying to become rich in this market, if you were trying to make a lot of money, if you were trying to make generational wealth, if you were trying to create some kind of a life for yourself, there's no one else. Remember, I told you that before. If you weren't here years ago for the channel, one of the main problems is that we'd go over stuff that was happening within the space. We'd go over coins, we'd go over other things that were happening in the market, and then when they didn't exactly come to fruition, other people would get mad because that thing didn't happen because they thought that someone else was going to do the exact thing for them. People thought or assumed at some point that the creator of some coin was going to do ABC and make them rich. There wasn't anything in their head that said that they had to do any kind of work, or that they had to be the person that needed to actually do the thing to be able to make them richer in the future. Is always this kind of like leaning on someone. I know it's difficult because a lot of times life is difficult, and I think a lot of times we have this confusion that there's someone who's gonna like swoop in and save us. It's kind of like this mentality, and I mean, once again, not to have it in a negative way, but a lot of people do think that like sometimes like that the government will save them. I told you years ago, I had these friends, their idea through life was that they didn't need to save, they didn't need to make any money, they didn't need to invest, because at some point when they decided that they wanted to retire, that the government was just going to have money for them. And I told them, I was like, that's not how any of this is ever going to work. You have to make sure to do everything yourself. And they were like, no, I don't want to. If you want some real advice, if you want something that'll really like bring you into the next level of where you are, your existence, even your adulthood, no one's going to help you. You have to do it yourself. I know that sounds very cliche, but it's not even half a joke. If you don't do it, nobody else will. You'll get to the point where you end up 50, 60 years old and you have nothing because you didn't do anything, because you were constantly waiting for someone else to pick you up. It sounds crazy, but it's literally exactly the way that it works. Another thing that took me a long time, and I want to say a good 20 something years, you can't exchange your time for money. And it's going to sound slightly morbid, and that's because you're immortal. We're not going to be here forever. One of the main principles of everything that we do here, I can't talk for anybody else's channel, I can't talk for anybody else's life, is making sure that we make enough money to be able to make enough passive income so that we can live the lives that we want to live. That we can do what we want, when we want. We can go hang out. We can go travel all the time. For those of you who don't know, I'm usually always traveling, or I come here for business. One of the reasons why I'm able to do that is because it took me many years of hunkering down, of not buying the things that I wanted to buy. It sounds stupid. Of course, I want to be a consumer. I want to buy stuff. I want to have a whole bunch of things inside of my house, and the things that I see inside of a store, I want them automatically. But the moment you buy them, you're losing out on money. The moment you don't buy those things, you also create, what's the word? It's not complexity. You create the structure in your life where you realize that like the beautiful things, you don't need them automatically. and you can use that money to be able to invest. There's a video from years ago. There's this guy on YouTube. I don't know what his channel's name is now. He had a thing where he was talking about making money, and he said that he realized that every single dollar that he would have put into the actual, hold on, trying to make sure that I walk by this music because it's very blaringly loud. He realized that every dollar that he would have put into the stock market, every dollar would have eventually at some point become like $15, $16, $17 over the course of multiple years. That was his idea. Then became, if that's for every dollar, what happens for every $10? If that becomes 170, what happens if I put 1,000? How much more does that then continue to multiply? And he was like, what if everyone had that mentality? What if everyone realized that, like, you don't actually want to work. You want to be able to live your... If you can unlock that within yourself, to realize that we've been lied to and that you don't have to sell your soul is really intense. That you don't have to explicitly make sure that you are giving your time and your life to someone else to be able to make money, I think you'll be a lot happier. It took me, when I was young, I grew up poor, and I was told by my mother and other people, I remember when I turned 18, everyone got really excited because I could get like, you know, like an adult job. But this is all true. And the idea for me made no sense because I realized that like something was like a little bit off. And then as I'm the 3 jobs that I had, 3. And then the last one, I was working at a clothing store, and it was horrible. And then when you realize that other people don't have to do that, that's not the life that you have to live, it completely, I'm telling you, it's gonna change your entire idea. It sounds incredibly cliche. Do not give up your time for money. Figure out something to do, especially in the age of the internet. Something that you can do that will make you income passively all the time so that you can live the life that you want to live. No one's going to do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. It's gonna take you a couple of years to be able to build it up, but it will work out. I promise. I promise, I promise, I promise. It's going to actually work out. And the last one is something that we go over all the time, that people get upset at me for constantly on this channel. You gotta realize how early you are in this market. You gotta realize the chances and opportunities that you have in front of you. You've been taught probably similar to what happened to me. You think and you are told that you can't do anything, you're never gonna become rich. I was told all this stuff. I've told this stuff by my teachers. And I'll be honest with you, I have these moments where like I actually wish I could see them again just to be able to rub this in their faces. But I'm not that kind of person. Realize the opportunities that you've been given. If you are capable of reading, if you are capable of doing stuff online, if you are capable of creating a business, creating a YouTube channel, creating something online that you do for passive income. I have a lot of people, I have a lot of friends who do stuff online and they make money passively all the time. Do it. Do it. Like there's no reason for you not to do it. I'll give it to you this way. Last thought. One of my friends is really into this social media app. He uses it all the time. I won't tell you which one, but he uses it all the time. He's constantly on it, and I was asking him one day to show me exactly how much time he was on that platform daily, and it came out to like 2 or 3 hours. I said, imagine if you had used that 2 or 3 hours every single day to build a business, to write a book, to learn a new language, to do something else. How much time you would have put into that actual one thing by the end of the year. It doesn't take, people think it takes, decades to build a business. Imagine taking 30 hours, 10 days of his time on that social media app to make a business, to make a business plan, to write up something, to start doing something online, to make a YouTube channel. Think about it. You have all the time of the world in front of you. You have to do it now. Nobody else is going to do it for you. I know it sounds completely cliche, and that's because it works. That's because it does make sense. If you create it, they will come. If you create the content, if you create the thing, if you make the movement, if you put in the effort, you will get money from it. Now imagine you do this over the course of the next couple of years. Think of how successful that you're going to be. Never ever forget, you do not want to be in the same exact situation where you currently are right now in another 10 years. Do you want to be exactly where you are in another 10 years? If the answer is no, stop making excuses and do something right now. That's it. It's fairly simple. No big revelation here. You can do it. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all once again for watching, listening to this construction everywhere in the city. Liking, commenting, and supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. Do it right now. Stop wasting time. This isn't a joke. Do it right now. Like now. Like now. Get up. Start writing something. Do it this moment. See you.